Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. Today, we're going to talk about a big development in AI that is absolutely astonishing. This is something that not only is blowing my mind, but it's making me really want to buy a certain stock right now. And I'm going to explain why. I'm going to tell you what's going on. I'm going to break it all down for you. So get comfortable, buckle up, seatbelt. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I am your friendly neighborhood finance professor. On the Black Financial Channel, we talk about Black wealth and Black economics every single day, sometimes 10 times a day under the B1 condition. B1 means we are Black first. Black first means that we put our community at the top of our priority list. We do not dislike white people, but we just love Black people. So give me a yes in the chat if it's okay if I say that I love Black people and people don't think that I'm a racist because of it, because I'm not racist. I just love my own, and I want to build my community, and I want to build it through wealth. So anyway, let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Give me a quick yes in the chat if you can hear me okay. I see MD Ready. Shout out the city you're from. Let me know what city you're from. And somebody asked, can I have $12? No, I will not give you $12 because I want you to earn your $12. In fact, I want you to go earn your $15. And the way you earn your money is you buy stock. That's how you get your assets. That's how you get your money. So you can hear me, Dolores and Ranella and Kush. Last time the sound wasn't so good, and I was a little bit self-conscious. So you guys can hear me okay? Give me a yes if you can hear me. All right, and also don't forget this podcast is on Spotify and it's also on Apple. Now, did anybody else hear about what happened today in AI? This was big. This was so big. Sam Altman, who is the face of AI, like he's the most famous person in all of AI right now, he just got fired from his own company. How the hell does that happen? How the hell you gonna start a company, build the company up? The company's now worth almost $100 billion, and then they fire you. How? I mean, you could understand that happens to a Black man because we get fired on our day off, but this that happened to him was very shocking because this guy had more power than most presidents of countries. This guy had extraordinary global power and global influence. It's insane. I mean, if you look at what AI has been doing to the world and the fact that Sam Altman has been the guy who's been guiding Chat GPT and all that stuff, I'm really shocked that they let him go. And what I'm going to do is tell you what's going on here. Now, some of you came in because I sent you a profit alert. In terms of the stock that I'm going to buy, I'm going to give you that so that in case you just don't want to hear anything that I have to say, you can actually bounce on out. The stock that I'm going to buy is Microsoft, and I'm about to explain why I'm buying shares of Microsoft as a result of this firing. It has to do with the fact that since Sam Altman got fired, Microsoft stock dropped by about 2%. Well, that's enough for you to make some money because I don't believe that Microsoft stock is going to stay down. I don't believe that I believe this is a temporary blip. I believe this is just a short-term move. And let's see, somebody says, Doc, you the man. I just sold Microsoft, time to get back in. Well, you the man too, brother. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate you as well. So Microsoft is my stock of the day. That's my stock. Now, if you want to get profit alerts, here's what you can do. I can also send you a list of AI companies that I believe in, that I'm invested in for the long term for my own family. Right now, pull out a pen. I'm going to give you a way to get this information for free from the Black Business School. Just text the word stock, STOCK, to 31996. If you text stock to 31996, I will send you free information. I'll send you our $5 a day investing plan that'll make your family wealthy. Your kids will never have to work if you do exactly what I say. I promise you this works. I'm a finance professor. I know what I'm talking about. And also I'll send you some other things like a list of side hustles. You can start for under $100, things like that. So just text the word stock to 31996 and also look for my name on Spotify. You can find the podcast there. All right, so hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, share, subscribe. We're talking about Sam Altman being fired from OpenAI, which is literally the weirdest financial news I have heard in a while, and there's been some weird stuff happen, and I'm telling you, this is just strange. This doesn't make any sense. So I'm reading here on The Verge. It says Sam Altman has been fired as the CEO of OpenAI. The company announced on Friday. Quote, Mr. Altman's departure follows a deliberative review process by the board, which concluded that he has not been consistently candid in his communications with the board, hindering its ability to exercise its responsibilities. The board no longer has confidence in his ability to continue leading OpenAI. That's weird. That's very weird. Now, here's the thing. In case you don't know, you can be fired from a company that you founded. You can be fired from a company you founded. That same thing happened to Steve Jobs, another visionary genius. RIP to Steve Jobs. He's the reason that a lot of y'all staring at me through an iPhone right now. Steve Jobs did that. He did the thing, and if you know the history of Apple, Steve Jobs got booted out of Apple, and he got booted out of Apple because Steve Jobs was a brilliant guy, but he was kind of an ass. Like he really wasn't the best person to work with. But what they found out there was, even though he was kind of a jerk, this man was what they needed, because what happened was that when Jobs left Apple, Apple lost its luster. There was a time when you could have bought Apple stock. I think Apple stock's trading at maybe 180 now, 175, something like that. You could have bought Apple stock for 50 cents 20 something years ago, literally 50 cents. And a lot of that decline was driven by the fact that without the magic of Jobs, Apple is not the same company. They were not the same company. So I'm really curious to know if OpenAI can maintain its magic without Sam Altman. I wonder how the people at Microsoft feel, because if you know the history, OpenAI was acquired, or a big chunk of OpenAI was acquired by Microsoft. Microsoft is the big boss. And I'm wondering, when I saw it happen, I was like, I wonder if Microsoft is behind this and they want him off the platform. Or I wonder if what's going on. This could be some gangster move, some takeover thing. If you go through Elon Musk's book, you can see where he had the same issues as well. I think he was one of the founders of OpenAI. I got to double check. I know that he's deep in the AI space. And Musk got pushed out too, right? So with these companies, just remember that the board has the power to do a lot of things, and maintaining ownership is really important. This is why we talk about ownership in the Black community a lot. Black owned business, family owned business, ownership. You always want to understand the ownership structure, because all money isn't good money. So what happens a lot of times is when companies go public, when they go public, they get an influx of cash, lots and lots of cash. But remember, no, people don't give money away for free. People do not give you money just because they're nice. They don't give you money because they want you to be fly. They give you money because you're exchanging something, you're selling something. So the question is, when you are receiving that money, what are you giving up? Well, in the case of a lot of companies where you have founders that have to raise capital to grow the company to an adequate level, you're giving away some sort of power, leverage in the decision making. So, for example, in my company, which is called Boyce Watkins Enterprises, we didn't grow as fast as we wanted. There are times where we said, gosh, if we had an extra $1 million, we could really get some things done. But we didn't want any investors, because we needed to maintain complete control of this organization so that we can make the decisions that are going to benefit the cause that we believe in, right? Our cause is Black wealth. All the Black Business School focuses on is Black wealth. We are Black wealth surgeons. We want it to be the Harvard of the Black community in terms of Black wealth analysis. That's why we're the only institution that literally has wealth therapists. We have economic therapists on staff, PhD level therapists that are literally focused solely on the psychological barriers that keep us from building Black wealth. That's where we're innovating. And the thing is, we didn't want anybody coming in and disrupting that vision. We didn't need anybody coming in and saying, well, you could do better if you serve more white people, or you could do better if the Asian community has more money. And no disrespect to any other community. We wanted to focus on our own community. So sometimes that means you have to go without. But the thing is about going without is that even though you don't always have the money, you have the freedom, and freedom ain't free. Usually money and freedom kind of go in different directions. You get more money, you lose your freedom. You get more freedom, you lose your money. So you have to find that right balance. So with Altman, I'd be curious to know what the hell happened, man. What the hell happened, brother? How did you lose control of this company that you founded? I know it was part of your heart and soul. I love the way Sam Altman represented this company. He was so good. He was better than Zuckerberg. He was the visionary. He was the Steve Jobs of OpenAI. Why would you get rid of him? So I really can't wait. I just know the whole world's talking about this, right? AI is the epicenter of the freaking earth, right? And this even has national security implications, right? Because we know AI is so powerful. Right now they're like, oh, how do we regulate this? What are we going to do? What about nuclear weapons? And then you even heard, did anybody hear that crazy story? I don't know if this is true or not, but it looked pretty real from the video I saw. But then again, nothing's real anymore with AI. And I saw that there was a lady at a press conference. She looked really serious, and she had little tiny glasses on. She wore them over her nose like this, and she was speaking. She was speaking on a notepad, and she said that in Japan, did anybody hear about this? In Japan, they built they allegedly, that's what she said, they built these military style AI robots. Anybody hear about that? They built these like super soldier AI robots. and they said that the robots murdered like 3 of the scientists. That now again, the internet's full of urban legends. So the internet's full of crazy stuff. It looked pretty real to me, and it doesn't seem far-fetched. It doesn't seem far-fetched. Why? Well, because you don't think the military ain't all over AI? Seriously. You don't think the military is not all over this? Like the military has AI that you can't even imagine, that you won't even know about for 20 years. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. So the fact that the military, and then they always are like, well, gosh, this is a great innovation. How do we use it to kill more people? And that's one thing that sucks about the world. Like when people say women should be running the world, sometimes I'm in agreement with that to a point, because I don't see women sitting around thinking, how do we murder more babies, right? I think all the killing, all the chaos in Gaza wouldn't be happening if women were kind of running. They'd be like, no, that's a hospital and there are children in the hospital. But men, we can be kind of crass when it comes to war. But anyway, long story short, AI is serious. This is serious business. So the fact that there is this internal chaos, understand what I'm saying? The fact that there's internal chaos occurring right now within a company that is arguably one of the most important companies on the planet is probably something that the government is interested in. They're researching this. They're digging in to find out, what's going on. Now, would I recommend gold and silver given World War II's near? World War III, I'm sorry. Yeah, I like gold and silver is okay. I don't think gold is something that makes you rich. Gold is something that will keep you rich, right? So if you want to buy gold, there's actually an ETF out there. The ticker symbol is GLD. GLD. If you buy a ticker symbol or buy the GLD ETF, what will happen is your wealth will go up and down with the price of gold. So if you want to buy gold, you don't actually have to get the bars and have them in your house. You can actually buy that asset, and that'll move with the price of gold. But honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. If World War III breaks out, we're gonna have a whole lot more to worry about than whether or not our stocks are going up and down. So let's pray that never occurs. But then again, though, the world is kind of getting to be a strange place, and I'm curious to see what the future looks like. Now, if you could please do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I have a new book out. It's an Amazon bestseller called The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. And a lot of you asked me to put this book on Audible. So it is now on Audible. So if you don't like reading, that's okay. You can go to Audible and find it there. Also, if you want to get an autographed copy, though, we have a family-owned business, and our middle child will be the one who will ship the books to your house. You can get autographed copies if you want to. Just go to drboycebooks.com. And not just it's a book there. There's a whole workbook to help you work through it. The slides I put together for training I did on the book, as well as flashcards. If you want to teach these concepts to your kids, this book was written specifically and solely to solve the wealth problem in the Black community. We have it solved. It's not a mystery to us. We know exactly where Black wealth is going, why it's going down, how to make it go up, what we need to do. And it starts with you. It starts with the family. It does not start with some politician in DC. It does not start with some Negro preacher who's telling you about how rich you'll be once you get to heaven. It's not start with some guy on some celebrity on TV telling you how many mansions he's got. It starts with you. It starts with your family. How you raising them damn kids? Like, let me give you a little wealth tip. Let me throw you some free game right quick. Thank you very much, Mr. K. Wood. He says, great book. Just finished reading it. Bless you. Thank you so much for saying that. And please read the reviews. The reviews are great. Everyone loves this book. And I'm very proud of it. I'm very happy about that because I put a lot of work into it. But let me tell you this. I saw something on Instagram. My Instagram is Dr. Boyce Finance. And I put this post up, and I meant to do a podcast about this. So there was a post about taking care of your relatives. Now I'm gonna ask y'all a quick question. When your parents get older, give me a yes or no. Give me a yes or no in the chat. How many of you feel like it's your job as a child to make sure your parents are good? Give me a yes or no if you feel that, if your parents are struggling, it's your job to handle, to be in there and make sure your parents are straight. Or is it just like screw those old people, like who gives a damn? They can take care of themselves. I don't owe nobody nothing. What do y'all think? What's your mindset on that? And as you say that, I'm gonna share this post with you, and I'm just gonna read it, and I put it on my Instagram, Dr. Boyce Finance. If you want to go follow me on the gram, feel free. I had a page with 500,000 people. It disappeared for some reason. They never explained why. But I do have another page, so you can go to Dr. Boyce Finance if you want to hang out with me on Instagram. So here's what the post said. I thought it was really fascinating. It says Black people are. This is from somebody named I Am Kashiba. I don't know who the hell this is, but she said Black people are the only ones expected to take care of their parents before anything else. When other cultures literally set their kids up for life. A lot of Black parents live life as if their kids owe them something because they simply did what they were supposed to do as parents. Woo! That's a heavy one. Now, I will say this. I'm going to read what I wrote, and then I'm going to explain it to y'all because I really think this is worth talking about because family wealth is an important issue. They can't stop me, my brother. Your excellence. Well, thank you. You're making me. My ego is just inflated by the second. My self-esteem. I appreciate you saying that. God bless you for saying that. All right. So, anyway, it says here. I don't agree. So here's what I said. I said, I don't agree with this statement. I don't. I believe in taking care of my parents. Give me a yes if you believe in taking care of your parents. My parents ain't got to worry about nothing. My daddy raised me from the age of 3 when I was, I had no daddy. My daddy was on drugs. So I got a new daddy. I was blessed. And this man, Larry Watkins, took good care of me all through the years. He wasn't perfect, but he did his job. So I said, you did your job for me. I'm going to do my job for you. You showed up for me. I'm going to show up for you. So that man don't want for nothing. He wanted a new truck. I bought him a new truck with cash and said, I don't want you to have a car. No, he wanted to pay off his house. I said, let me do that for you. So I believe in that, right? So here's what I wrote. I don't agree with this statement. I love taking care of my parents. However, pay attention now. However, and this is actually something I talk about in my book, The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. Parents need to take care of their kids. You can't expect your kids to take care of you when you get older if you did not invest for them when they were young. Take care of your retirement and also buy life insurance policies. It's a cycle. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. Here's the deal. Look, me, my sister, my brother, we are not broke. We are not broke. My sister is a medical doctor who runs a business, so she makes probably 5 times more money than most medical doctors. My brother has an MBA from Cornell. He's now writing $1 million checks with a venture capital firm. He's literally building in the entire city of Tulsa along with some other people to bring Black-owned companies to Tulsa. I'm not broke, right? And so we come together and we make sure our parents are good, right? So this works. But here's the thing. So every time my parents are like, thank you for doing this, I tell them, I say, well, you don't understand. You created this. You created this. Well, what does that mean? Well, because back in the 80s, in the 90s, in the 70s, whatever, when I was a little knucklehead kid, getting on your nerves, you came through for me. You were taking care of me. You kept the family together. You invested in us in terms of our value systems. Also, here's the other thing too. All the years that I was in school, it took me a long time to get my PhD. I did not get my first job till I was 30. Half y'all ladies wouldn't have even dated me because I was broke, briggity broke until 30 years old. 30, I was paid. I made $115,000 a year on my first job. But before that, I had no money. So all those years, pay attention now, all those years I was broke, going through school, trying to put my shit together, and my sisters in medical school, fumbling, falling down, struggling, having a hard time, and my brother's just a baby at the time because he's a baby of the family. Y'all didn't put weight on us. Do you understand? They didn't put it on. There was no problem that we had to go try to solve while we're trying to get through school. So they protected us by being responsible people. Do you understand? My daddy held it down. So every time they would have an issue, we wouldn't even know about the issue. They say, don't you worry about that. You go to school. You focus on school. They were blocking for us like football. Like Coach Prime needs an offensive line. He needs somebody blocking for Shador. Then maybe Shador can win that Heisman. I believe he's that good. So the same thing is true. They were blocking for us so we could go out and win the Heisman and we could run the ball into the end zone. Do you understand? So this is how wealth works, Black people. I need y'all to understand it. And if you're not Black, you're welcome to come here too. As like I said, the whole world should be learning from intelligent Black people. We're smarter than everybody. We got a leg up on the Arab community, on the Jewish community, on the Asian community. We're the canaries in the mine. So if you're not Black and you're here, you're welcome to. We love you too. So here's what I want you to understand. So when they were blocking for us, they created an incubator for us to allow us to grow properly. Just like a flower can't grow if it's in like a messy conditions, right? You see, you have a greenhouse that incubates and protects the flower. When a newborn baby's born and the baby's a little bit sickly, what do? They put the baby in an incubator so the baby can grow like uninhibited, right? Bankruptcy even. What is bankruptcy? Why do they call it bankruptcy protection? Do you know why they call it bankruptcy protection? It's not because they think the company's going to die. They call it bankruptcy protection because they say that we must create delicate conditions so the company can live. so that it can solve its problems without being distracted, without being impeded, without outside forces slowing it down. So the reality is this. Look, when my parents thank us for the things we've done for them, and believe me, like I said, my parents don't want for nothing. They're senior citizens now. I'd let them know. I say, look, you incubated us. You allowed us to grow properly. Think about this. How many of y'all, give me a yes or no. How many of y'all know somebody who can't even get through college because their mom and daddy's always got problems? Or your child is a sophomore in college and you're borrowing money from your child. Your child is trying to get through grad school and they can't focus on grad school because daddy done beat mama's ass or whatever. Just all the trauma. Remember, I told you the number one wealth problem in the Black community is undiagnosed trauma. Let's not forget this, okay? So think about this. How many people do you know who could be flying to the moon, kicking ass, taking names, but can't because their parents have more problems than a damn teenage child? Your single mama is having issues with her boyfriend. Your daddy is drinking too much and coming home and acting a damn fool. You trying, or financial problems. I remember seeing this young lady I knew from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, who was so smart. She had a scholarship to go to any college on the planet that she wanted to go to. They literally told her, General Electric told her, they said, we will pay for you to go to any school on earth from Harvard all the way down. Do you know what happened? This girl had 4 older siblings who wasn't worth a damn, and she was in high school trying to take care of her sick mama without any help from her siblings. So you know what happened? When it came time for her to explore her possibilities and go out into the world and do great things, she couldn't do any of that because mama would say, oh, well, if you leave, I'm going to get sick. I might die. What the hell kind of pressure is that to put on a kid? They ain't even got a chance to live that. They ain't even lived yet. And you already putting old people pressure on them. Old people. Whenever I see a teenager dealing with crazy ass parents, I swear, I'm sorry. You know what I tell them? I say, live your life. These are grown ass people. They've already had they should have healed themselves. They should have went and did the work. Now they dump it. They're 45 years old, dumping problems on a 16-year-old. And that's not fair. Don't do that to your kids. Fix your shit, Black people. Fix your shit. FYS, that should be a slogan. Fix your shit. Seriously, don't dump it on the babies because the babies can't properly grow. Okay, so effectively, this young lady, she couldn't go anywhere. You know what she did? She went right down the street to the University of Alabama because she needed to be at a school that was close enough so she could take care of her sick mother while she's trying to get through college, and then also work a full-time job on the graveyard shift so she can make enough money to pay the bills. What the hell is that? That's BS. That's crazy. Her older siblings, here's what happens in a proper family, people. Her older siblings step up to the plate. They block for her. They say, no. You go and you go to college and you live your life and you go and you be the best you can be. You want to be a lawyer? You be the best lawyer you can be because one day the family's going to need an attorney. Right? Even the gangsters back in the day, remember anybody hear those stories about how the old school pimps and some of the hustlers, the smart ones, would protect the young guy who was really good at basketball or the kid making good grades, and they would say, don't do like us, no, you stay away from here, you keep going to school, you keep doing that, right? You block for people, you block for your young people, and you block for them not just because it's the right thing to do, you block for them because they can then grow properly and come back and be an asset into your life. You're investing in them because economics is reciprocal. What you give is what you get. What you put out is what you pull in. You cannot collect out of an empty bank account. You cannot collect out of something with which you've never invested. Do you understand what I'm saying? Give me a yes if you're following what I'm saying here. So here's the deal. Go back to this lady's comment. And I know we were talking about Sam Altman earlier, and I know that was the original conversation, but y'all know me. Sometimes we got to go wherever the conversation takes us. And if you want to know which stock it was I was saying that I'm buying as a result of this, it's Microsoft. So if you just came in, it's Microsoft. And also, in fact, if you want me to send you profit alerts, just text the word stock to 31996. Text stock to 31996, and you can get copies of my books and stuff at drboycebooks.com, and my website's boycewatkins.com. We have lots of free resources. I want to just make sure I mention that for those of you who just came in. If you could also please hit that thumbs up button. Thumbs up, that really helps the algorithm. That really helps me. And this podcast is on Spotify and it's also on Apple, so you can look me up there. So let's finish up. Let's just solidify with this comment from this lady. So she basically says, again, the conversation's happening on my Instagram, Dr. Boyce Finance, if you want to join in. She says, Black people are the only ones expected to take care of their parents before anything else. First off, there's nothing wrong with taking care of your parents. I think that that's something you're supposed to do. However, she says when other cultures literally set their kids up for life, that's an important point. You got to set your kids up. 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 How many of you are setting your kids up? You set your kids up because you invest in them. You invest in them with love. That's the first and most important investment that you make. Time and love, what that does is that creates bonds and connection that will last a lifetime. That is part of your retirement plan. And then the second thing you do is you give them little damn suckers some money. You put them in a situation where they got some damn money instead of putting them out in the world where they broke as hell, struggling, got to go beg Mr. White Man for an opportunity when you should have been creating opportunities. You could have did that. You could have did that. How many of y'all got newborn babies and little kids or little grandkids, little baby grandkids? Who's investing for those children? Who's blocking for those kids? Who's protecting them from economic racism by giving them some sort of a nest egg and a stash they can lean on for financial security when they get older? Or are you going to expose them to the cold, harsh, painful realities of extreme financial anxiety where they cannot sleep at night because they're worried about how they're going to pay the bills, and your daughter is sleeping with some fat, raggedy 50-year-old man when she's 20 years old and cute because she can't pay the rent, and this man come along and say, girl, I could get you $500 if you just do a little something for me. Do you want that happening to your daughter? Do you want your son in that situation? No, you do not. No, you do not. So if you want your kids to take care of you, you got to take care of them, man. And it's easy. The thing is, I wish you could see what I see because you would see how easy this is. If you don't believe me, look, in the Black Business School, I talk to you guys all the time about the $5 a day investing plan. I had to create the $5 a day plan because there are so many people. I call them Negro naysayers. Negro naysayers are people who find a problem with every solution. And the Negro naysayers come along and they say, Dr. Boy, you crazy, man. Black people can't invest. Black people ain't got no money. Black people ain't got no wealth. We can't. How you do? You talking crazy. You talking crazy. And so what I have to tell them is like, no, what you don't understand is that literally, if you simply invested the same amount of money we spend on fast food, new shoes, iPhones, and nice cars, that would give your child so much wealth that they will never have to work for another person for the rest of their life. It is so easy that a 5-year-old could do it. And in fact, a 5-year-old would be more successful because a 5-year-old is not going to overthink it. They're not going to be so arrogant that they think they know everything. They're not going to be limited by whatever limitations we have psychologically that make us think we can't accomplish things. So what I say to the Negro naysayer is, if you take the $5 a day, which is not even enough to buy a Popeye's chicken value meal. So you do know Black people can afford chicken, right? Okay. So here's what you do. You take that $5 a day and you set an auto investment of about $35 a week, which is $5 a day, and you invest in an S&P 500 index fund, and you do that consistently. Very easy to do. In fact, text the word stock to 31996 and I will send that to you for free. Text stock to 31996. It's also on my website, boycewatkins.com. Here's what that does for your child. Are you listening? Are you listening? Okay, he says he's listening. All right. So here's what it does for your child. What it does for your child is that by the time your child is 20 years old, your child is sitting on close to $100,000. There's no person that has $100,000 liquid in the bank who has to work for anybody. If you do $10 a day, your child's sitting on $200,000 in 20 years. In 30 years, it goes up to $250,000 or $500,000 if you've done $10 a day. All you do is you set it and you forget it. You set it and you don't sell the assets. That's a newborn baby. That's his money. So here's what you're doing. You're pouring into that child. You're blocking for the child. You're making sure they're secure. So guess what happens? When you're old and you're 65, 70 years old and you get a little bit tired, and you need somebody to come through for you, well, a financially independent child can come through for you better than that broke ass little Pookie who's in and out of jail and can barely pay the bills. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you ain't blocked for him, then he can't block for you. Once a man, twice a child. So what does that mean? Well, that means that you're a child when you're young, and then you're a child when you're old, and you're dependent on other people when you're a baby. You're dependent on other people when you get older. But the thing is that when you are not dependent on other people, that's when you invest in other people so they come through for you. It's a cycle. Do you understand? Are you following this? Everything's a cycle. Do you hear me? Okay, he gets it. All right, now get out of here. All right. So my point is to say to you guys, what this woman is saying is 100% correct, that parents have to prepare their kids. And she says here that when other cultures literally set their kids up for life, Everybody in this room can set your child up for life. If you have a baby, a grandchild, whatever, it's easy to do, but you need to invest time. The time is the requirement. The money has to have time to grow. You can't do it overnight. She says also, a lot of Black parents live life as if their kids owe them something because they simply did what they were supposed to do as parents. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you this. Your children do owe you something, and you owe something to your kids. And what I'm saying to you is pay it forward, because the thing is, you cannot withdraw from an empty bank account. So you pour into them and they pour into you. So don't buy into this nonsense that you don't owe your mama nothing. No, you owe your mama life. What the hell, man? Who the hell my mama gave me the most precious thing that I could ever receive from another human being, which is the right to live. My mother was a 17-year-old single mother. Do you know how quickly those Planned Parenthood people would have scooped my mama up and said, let us make your little problem go away? So I thank my mama. I kid you not. I'm like that. I'm a little weird like that. I thank my mother thousands of times. Thank you for letting me live. Thank you for not killing me, because that would have been easier. Because I mean, everybody would have told you that I'm just a worthless piece of cells or a group of cells that don't need to exist, right? So thank you for letting me live. I know that was hard for you, and I know that was embarrassing for you. I know that the world shamed you, and that we should be ashamed of living in a world that does not respect women for the fact that you do the most important job on this planet, which is giving birth to people. I mean, my Lord, there's no job more important than giving life. And fathers matter. We matter too. Don't forget that. But I mean, we can't make babies. We can't have babies. So the point is to say that no, you do owe your mama something. So don't ever live like that. And here's the thing too. You owe something to the tribe. Because if you pour into the tribe properly and the tribe has the correct set of values, then the tribe can come through for you. Every wealthy group of people on the planet, every powerful group of people on the planet understands the importance of group behavior, group economics, group unity. That's what helps you survive. So don't ever get in this individualistic mindset. That is a Eurocentric way of thinking. That is not how we did it in Africa when we were healthy with each other. That is not how you succeed. Do you understand? Give me a yes if you're following what I'm saying. Let me know that I did something good today. All right. So I know we started off talking about Sam Altman and what went on with ChatGPT. I'll keep you guys informed on that story. But y'all know I always got to blackify the conversation. So hopefully that's an added benefit I can throw in there that will make it worthwhile for you to come back and hang out with me, because I appreciate y'all 100%. So anyway, guys, I'm out of here. Hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. The stock of the day is Microsoft. If you want me to let you guys know when I pick another stock that I like, just text the word stock to 31996. Text stock to 31996. Or you can also go to drboycestocks.com with an S at the end. There's plenty of stuff there as well in terms of what I do for my students in the Black Business School. We're getting it done. We're making it happen. We're very successful. We're reaching millions of people. And don't worry about me losing the big Instagram page. I had 500,000. Now I think I have a second page that had like 60,000 or something. So you can follow me at Dr. Boyce Finance. But don't worry, we were ready for this. We got millions of followers on other platforms. So it doesn't matter. Losing one platform is not a big deal. So we're going to be just fine, and we're going to keep it moving. All right. So take care, everybody. God bless you. Hit that thumbs up button on your way out. I'll see you guys soon. Take care now. Peace.